So I finished painting all of my brightest areas. So right now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to focus on painting in the darkest. So you're going to need your black watercolors. Make sure that you do have a like a paper towel handy and obviously some water because you definitely need that. And you'll be ready to go. And you probably have a small brush. I'm actually using the same one that I used from Bleach. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to focus first, mainly today, just on the darkest areas in my picture. So first, obviously, I'm going to get just a little bit of black kind of going. I am not going to try to load up the whole brush. I just want to have it on the tip, and you'll be able to see that. And I'm going to focus on the smallest areas first because it'll be just a little bit easier. I'm going to come in, and you definitely don't want a lot of water on your brush as you work with this. This is not watercolor paper, so we definitely want to keep a lot of water off of our brush because it will not go very well if you do have too much. For those of you that have taken Art 2 already, you can remember that we used India ink, but most of us probably do not have that at our house, so black watercolor will work perfect. If you have India ink, you can use that, but obviously, again, if you don't, then black watercolor will work just fine. I am making sure that, so obviously I'm doing the black today. My bleach is all dry. I haven't touched it. This is definitely not something that you want to do if you don't want to work the two together. So you definitely want to make sure that your bleach is dry as you work this in. You definitely don't want these two mixing. Not that it's gonna cause an explosion or anything like that, but it just doesn't work very well to have these two mixing. So that's why you want to focus on first having all of your brightest areas completed, and then you're coming in with the black. Now today, to work on that by itself. And I am just focusing on the darkest areas, obviously. You can see I just filled that area in. When I do need to get more, I'm just barely dipping my brush into the water and picking up the black paint that I have. I am going to leave this big, large background open for now. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Obviously, with the bleach, we had to make sure our pencil lines were kind of erased. The nice thing with the black is we don't have to worry about that, but we do really need to make sure our lines are nice and steady as we work with the black, because obviously we won't be able to bleach over it. We can't lift this up. If you have your background being really dark, if that's the case, obviously you can work on putting that in as well. But and mine goes all the way up to the top, so I probably will end up doing that. I'm just not going to use, I will use a different brush for that part. So I'm going to focus on doing this small stuff for now. So again, as you can see from hopefully my demonstration, I'm just focusing on using the tip of the brush. I'm not trying to press too hard with it, and I'm just working in nice small sections so that way I can really get the details of where that black is versus where it's not. I definitely don't want to overwork anything, but also I don't want to accidentally, like, you know, put a whole bunch of black in somewhere it doesn't want to be. I think I actually need to add a little bit more bleach there, so I'm going to let that go for now. So again, as you are adding in this black, just work really slowly, carefully, because you are adding in the darkest value right now. So you're not focused on anything else except for where it's pitch black. And again, depending on your picture, each of you have different areas. But we want to do this part first because it really helps us show where our midtones are and everything that we have to add in with that. And again, you can see I don't have a lot of water. I'm just using just enough just to get my brush wet to pull that paint up. And that is it. So in areas where, for instance, right here, it kind of fades, I'm only going to focus on putting in the dark just where that dark is at, and that's it. I'm not going to do anything else with it. I'm only going to go about halfway up. Because again, I just need to focus on that area. So you can see that just because I'm really concentrating, really trying to make sure I don't mess anything up, I'm just taking my time to add in all of this. So again, the focus for today is adding in all of your black, getting that completed.